following is an HCPSS TV special presentation.
Esteemed parents, teachers, guests, and soon-to-be graduates, please rise for the national anthem sung by the Centennial High School Madrigals.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Also the home of the Eagles. Class of 2019 and honored guests, please be seated. The choir, under the direction of Miss Rebecca Vanover, will now be performing Remember Me from the movie Coco.
The
Thank you, Ms. Vanover and choir students. I would like to introduce to you now our Master of Ceremonies for our graduation, Mr. Kieran Newell.
I would like to introduce the distinguished guests who are on stage. The Honorable Dr. Calvin Ball, Miss Christina Delmont Small, Dr. Chow Wu, Miss Ambika Siddhabathula, Dr. Michael J. Martirano, Kara Lee Turner-Little, Mrs. Cynthia Dillon, the Honorable Dr. Clarence Lamb, the Honorable Courtney Watson, William Barnes, Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Monifa McKnight, Jahantab Siddiqui, Pat Saunderson, Ron Morris, and Centennial High School's assistant principals, Miss Sandra Suber, Mr. Cameron Renama, Dr. Tracy Skultz, Miss Sarah Duran, the Centennial High School 2019 Teacher of the Year, and Miss Lauren Mancini and Mr. Chris Panzarella, the Centennial High School Class of 2019 sponsors. Welcome, family, friends, educators, and fellow graduates. Over the last couple of weeks, and even today, we have heard dozens of people tell us how our hard work will ensure our success. But the truth is, some of us will go to college and then realize it's not where we belong. That's okay. Some of us will get a degree in architecture and then decide we hate architecture. We'd rather be baking pies. That's okay. Some of us will skip college altogether and learn a trade or embark on another path. That's okay. Tradespeople built this country, and we wouldn't be here now without people blazing new trails. And some of us will get the degree and the success it brings. The point is, none of it is set in stone, and that's okay. The story that you have in your head, the story of how your life is going to work, the one you can see so clearly, is probably not the story you're actually gonna get. After 13 years of fairly smooth sailing in school, it's only natural life will throw you a few curveballs, and whether you hit a home run or strike out, what matters is how you play the game, and that you love the game you're playing. So go take a chance. Try something new or try something scary. Fail, achieve, live, and learn. Be kind to others while you are doing it, whatever it is. It's okay. And the next time we see each other, I'll look forward to hearing your story. At this time, I would now like to introduce our student speaker. During her 4 years at Centennial, she has been a stellar academic, ranking the top 2% of her class, and is a 4-year varsity soccer player and senior captain. This fall, she will be attending the University of Maryland's Integrated Life Sciences Honors College as a Banneker Key Scholar. Please join me in welcoming to the stage, Ashley Dang.
Good morning, parents, teachers, and most importantly, fellow graduates of 2019. A thought occurred to me this morning that made me kind of sad. And it wasn't that today would mark many of my lasts. It was the fact that I could have bought this same stole and these same cords on Amazon for probably about $15. And same-day delivery. This year, in English, I was introduced to a concept by acclaimed novelist Richard Price. The bigger the issue, the smaller you write. Remember that. You don't write about the horrors of war. No, you write about a kid's burnt socks lying on the road. You pick the smallest, manageable part of the big thing and you work off the resonance. Now, I don't believe the last 4 years can be compared to war, although some of you may disagree. But Price's advice still stands. Today, I choose to focus on that single inanimate object that has followed each and every one of us around the halls of our magnificently windowless school. A single backpack. Freshman year, I stepped off of the bus with 2 full bags on my shoulders. I can't imagine what that sight must have looked like. A skinny freshman with 1 overstuffed backpack slung around one shoulder and a duffel packed with soccer cleats, running shoes, snacks, a change of clothes, basically my entire house on the other. Of course, functionally speaking, this was a great tool to increase body mass as not to get trampled in the hallways. We may not have realized it then, but our backpacks were our survival kit for the next 4 years of our lives. Sophomore year was an entirely different experience. We were no longer the fresh meat of the school. Quite honestly, I've forgotten most of it. Let's just leave it at that, the calm before the storm. And then came the infamous junior year, the year we started questioning ourselves and our futures. Who would be the next business tycoon, cutting-edge surgeon, or even math teacher that rocks a pair of 5-finger toe shoes? But it wasn't long before our lofty dreams were crushed by a backpack filled with textbooks, SAT prep, and self-doubt. In the end, it was our teachers who eased our burdens and reminded us of our infinite potential to be whatever we wanted. I was incredibly fortunate to encounter teachers who were so charismatic about the subject they taught that it was infectious. Even outside of the classroom, our teachers were the ones that listened to our existential crises at lunch, cheered us on at our sports events, and gave us a laugh at dancing with the staff. On behalf of the students at Centennial, we will never forget how our high school teachers shaped our thinking at one of the most pivotal points in our lives. Ever since that first day of kindergarten, we have been filling our backpacks with memories, relationships, life lessons, and hopefully an education. But finally, after 12 years of cramming our backpacks to the brim, we have reached the present, senior year. The year that we finally cast off the straps and coincidentally get sick and have an obscene number of doctor's appointments. Let's be honest, at least half of us received that your child has an absentee rate of 10% or higher letter. Without the weight of the backpack, we were free to let loose and enjoy our last moments as high schoolers. We made t-shirts for Crab Fest, posted cruise pictures on Instagram, and danced at our last prom. And though it is sad that this is one of the last times our class will be together, don't worry, we'll all be yelling timber at Pitbull's concert this summer. These past 4 years at Centennial have served as a crash course in hard work, perseverance, and resilience. Our teachers have filled our backpacks with a strong education, our friends with unforgettable memories, and our parents with love and support. And it is with that education that we have become people that not only want, but can make a difference. It is with those memories that we have formed lifelong relationships. And finally, it is with the support of our parents that we were able to chase our dreams. Though many of us, myself included, don't say it enough, thank you, Mom and Dad, for always being a constant source of inspiration and comfort. As we move on to college, military service, or jobs, the backpack we have carried for so many years will be picked up again. This time, though, it will not be a survival kit or a burden. Instead, it has been filled with tools to allow us to become trailblazers, to not accept the status quo. We are a generation of leaders, a class of incredibly talented athletes, musicians, and artists, and above all, compassionate and caring people. So now that we've paused, turned back, and reflected on our high school memories, it is time to step into our future. Thank you.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the Centennial High School Teacher of the Year. She's a Howard County graduate herself and received her teaching certification from Towson University. Her passions include social issues, macaroni and cheese, and dogs. Please welcome Ms. Duran.
Good morning. It's nice to see your faces again. I've missed you for the last week. I'm honored to stand up here today, not just as your senior class Teacher of the Year, but more so, as you already know, one of your biggest fans. From the time I met you as sophomores in 2016, I have been wowed by your accomplishments, your tendency for kindness, and your universal hatred for learning vocabulary. I know those Sadler Oxford books will likely stay in your memory much longer than those words actually ever did. But for as much as you hated learning vocabulary, it wouldn't feel on brand for me to send you off without one last lesson. This one starts with the word acceptance. Acceptance. Undoubtedly, many of you have become acquainted with this word over the last year. It has represented your anxiety for the future and served as validation of your hard work. It's a word I myself chased furiously throughout my own senior year. But it came into your lives and mine long before we understood it to mean the big white envelope or the carefully worded email that granted us entrance into a program or institution. No, our first interpretation of this word was instilled in us at a young age and has no doubt been reinforced by the school system you and I have had the privilege of attending. We were taught to accept those who were different regardless of race, gender, or religion. We were encouraged to accept kids who didn't look like us, who didn't talk like us, and who didn't dress like us. You were taught that, and you have done that. You have accepted a student body that represents 6 of the 7 continents, speaks over 20 languages, and practices just as many religions. And though you, like I, have had the privilege of growing up in communities that allow for the possibility of this kind of acceptance, acceptance of difference is just not enough. Several years ago, I came across a poem by William Stafford that challenged my own compliance with acceptance. The first stanza has ingrained itself into the fiber of my core. He writes, "If you don't know the kind of person I am, and I don't know the kind of person you are, a pattern that others made may prevail in the world. And following the wrong God home, we may miss our star." This poem reinforces a vital need to understand difference, an understanding that goes beyond what we have been taught. The blind acceptance born out of privilege, the privilege that you and I share, which asks us to passively allow difference into our lives, even encourages us to look past it. This lesson is dangerously limiting. So, on my first day at Centennial, before any students even showed up, one of my colleagues, whom I won't name, insisted I was a student, so much so that I wasn't allowed into my classroom. I'll admit, I was flattered. Here I was several years at a high school, and apparently I still looked like a high schooler. Thank you. But since then, my age is not the only thing for which I have been misunderstood. So to clarify, yes, I speak Spanish, but no, I'm not a Spanish teacher. No, I wasn't born here, but yes, I'm a US citizen. In each of these instances, I was accepted for my differences, but my story was not understood. I bring this up not to throw shade at any individual, but rather to demonstrate the need for actively seeking understanding of others. Because, as William Stafford explains in his poem, if you don't know the kind of person I am, you will be inclined to accept the truths inherited through your privilege, but not driven to discover if they really are true. And if I don't know the kind of person you are, I will accept the position in the world my privilege has limited me to. So we must change the word from accept to understand. In understanding others, you have to recognize your privilege as graduates of the Howard County Public School System, for which you should absolutely be grateful, but which you cannot allow to limit you to passive acceptance. You must seek to do more than allow difference into your lives. You must actively seek out the stories of those who are not like you. You must learn their names, their histories, their voices. You must do more than accept difference as those things that set you apart in just race, gender, and religion. You must pursue difference as everything that is not you. You must force difference to change you. Continually, always. So as you seek your star, immerse yourself in environments that are different from your own. Engross yourself in the people who fill those spaces. Absorb their stories into your own. And only then can you truly understand. Ultimately, it all comes back to words, right? It has always been about words, and it will always be about words. Acceptance, understanding, words that don't even appear in that little orange book. And they never will. Because the words that really matter are the words that are defined by the actions of our lives. Moving into the next scene of your story, your encounters will span the world over, will include languages you've never even heard of, and will present belief systems that can't be quantified. So live this word. Expand your ability to accept into your capacity to understand. In turn, you will manifest greatness into the world. You already know that I think you're remarkable, so I will give you back the words you gave me a couple of weeks ago. You got this, and it's okay to cry if you need to. Congratulations, class of 2019. Now, for the last time, I'm gonna have to ask you to please spit out your gum.
Please join me in welcoming at this time our Howard County Executive, the Honorable Dr. Calvin Ball.
Good morning, everyone. Now, on a beautiful day like this, I know we can do better than that. Good morning, everyone. It's quite an honor to be here with you. Rudyard Kipling reminds us in his poem, If, that if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. The late, great former Howard County Superintendent, Dr. Sidney Cousin, used to say the very best commencement speech was one where the beginning and the end were very close together. So Eagles, commencements are a time of endings, but more importantly, a time of beginnings. You've shown the resilience and the perseverance that it takes to get to this point and be successful. And please remember as you embark on your next journey, the love and support that you have from your family, your teachers, and your entire community here. And graduates, as an educator, a father of kids in our school system, and your county executive, please let me tell you that we are so very proud of you, and we are excited for the next level of success in your journey. Congratulations.
I would now like to introduce Mrs. Dillon. She was able to successfully survive her first year back in high school since a handful of years ago. She wouldn't tell me exactly how many. After her first year here at Centennial, Mrs. Dillon has found her place in our community and has been a wonderful role model for students and community members alike. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Dillon.
First, I'd like to ask the graduates to help me thank some important people in the audience. Let's start with your family. Let's give them a round of applause. Friends and neighbors are here too, as well as teachers who are sprinkled about the auditorium and probably deserve the biggest applause of all. I'd also like to thank Mr. Bob Bruce, who principal at Veterans Elementary, who comes to see his children from kindergarten as they walk across the stage into the next phase of their life. Thanks for being here, Bob. As the speakers who've gone before me, I'm going to tell you the truth. It was really hard to write a speech for this occasion. It's just so important. I actually wrote 3. One of them had to do with a life metaphor. It wasn't about parking, it was about shoes, and it was going to be great. Chandler Worthy told me no on the parking, so I steered clear of that one. And the shoes, they just didn't fit for you guys. So I sat back and I started thinking about, what have you really shown me this year? What have I seen? And I realized that there are some things I need to tell you before you go. For example, in the one short year I've been given to serve as your principal, I have been truly inspired by what I've seen. And I need to tell you that you've made an impact not only on me, but on our school community. And I really need to tell you how you made me, and doubtless all of those here today, feel. I've seen you volunteer your time to benefit others in need locally and across the globe, and I've listened as you stuck up for those who could not advocate for themselves. I've watched you do that. I saw you give testimony at public forums about issues that won't impact you at all, but you wanted to do it for the kids who follow behind you. And I have to tell you that I feel proud. I've read pieces of your writing that reflected on where you've been, how you got here today, and where you're going tomorrow. And I realize you're already embracing the possibilities that lie ahead of you. And because of that, I feel reassured. You're going to be okay. I watched you perform and create art, pouring your heart and soul out on canvases, pages, stages, playing fields. You have shared your essence with those around you, and I have been left on many occasions feeling breathless. I've seen you win with enthusiasm and pride, and more importantly, I've seen you lose with grace, humility, spirit, sportsmanship. I feel respect. I reviewed your research, and I felt humbled by the breadth of your knowledge and the innovation of your problem solving, and I feel the promise of your risk-taking and your curiosity. I've seen you make smart, sensible choices that show you place importance on being true to yourself, refusing to be someone you are not, like when you chose to wear sensible shoes to the prom. And I know that shoes is another speech, but I gotta say, your choices were top-notch. But in watching you, I gotta say, I feel optimistic. At the beginning of the year, I felt wary. I walked through the halls and I wasn't sure if I could give you all the things that you needed. But you made eye contact with me. You smiled, you said hello, you asked me how I was doing today. You said, will you be there tonight? And I felt included. I've seen you persevere, and I feel encouraged. I feel encouraged because you've conquered tasks that you thought were beyond your abilities and found ways around obstacles, reducing them to nothing more than bumps in the road. I've seen you make good decisions. I've seen you make some bad ones too. And I mean, there have been some ones that I was a little bit worried about. But I saw what you did to recover from those choices, and that's the stuff. Knowing you can and will continue to march forward, having grown from these experiences, has helped me feel at ease. If I were to follow the rules of speech making, I'd put some quotes in here, but I'm not going to do that for you today because I've already taken a big enough risk of telling you how you made me feel. And doubtless everybody else around you feel today. And I feel pretty confident that you'll continue to impress and inspire as you move ahead away from this space and time, from the safety net of this community, and I do not feel concerned. For too long now, I have been concerned that the moral compass of our society is broken. The vulnerable, ugly underbelly of our country has revealed itself in more ways than we need to discuss right now. And I've worried, thank you, and I've worried about the example that has been set for you because you are our future. But I'm no longer concerned because I've been watching you, and I feel hopeful. And hope is a powerful feeling. One of the hardest things to do is hold on to what defines us as we make our way beyond this moment. Hold on to that hope within you. Give it freely. It's a boundless gift. Never use it. Never lose your belief in what it can do for those and for those you have yet to meet. Continue to show the world what you've shown me and make people feel. Okay? Now, that's enough of that. Let's get on with this day. Ms. Delmont Small and Dr. Martirano, as the very proud principal of Centennial High School, I hereby certify that the graduates seated before you have met all the requirements of the graduation as set forth by the Howard County Public School System and the State Department of Education for the state of Maryland. They are eligible to receive a high school diploma, a certificate of completion, certificate of attendance, or certificate of achievement. I present to you, as the proud principal of Centennial High School, the Centennial High School class of 2019. Dr. Martirano, the floor is yours.
Good morning, and you sure look marvelous today. Give them a round of applause if you would, parents and members of the community. Like your parents and teachers, I take great pride and joy in your achievements. But as a father and lifelong teacher myself, I care most about your character. Ultimately, who you are as a person will determine your lifelong success, fulfillment, happiness, and having strong character involves hard work, resilience, perseverance, passion, grit, determination, words you've all heard, and reaching down to give others a hand up. So as I thought about my words to deliver to you today, I wanted to make an impact because so many people are giving you advice. I felt it incumbent upon me as your superintendent to share a few words of wisdom based upon my own life experiences. So I developed my top 10 list of always and nevers, a list I want you to remember forever. And this is your final lesson before you receive your diploma. So parents, I need your help as well. Feel free to take notes because these profound statements are life-changing, and it's the last lesson you will receive before your diploma is issued. Number 10, never bully or hurt another person. I think we can all agree to that. Number 9, thank you. Number 9, listen to all the grandmothers out there. I want you to pay attention to this. Never post anything on social media that you don't want your future employer or your grandmother to see or read. Would we all agree? These get more profound as we go, so pay attention. This next one is extremely critical. Number 8, never, ever, ever put pineapple on pizza. Never. Thank you. There is a controversy brewing in the county, and that's what it is right now. Number 7, always, always RSVP, respond s'il vous plaît. Even if you aren't attending the event, always respond. Number 6, always wear crazy socks. Because research tells us, there's a whole new body of research on this. People who do are more brilliant, creative, successful, and charming. Number 5, listen carefully. Always turn off your cell phone and engage in a novel concept called talking to each other. Number 4, most important, I've learned this the hard way. Never, ever give a fruitcake as a gift. Number 3, always send a handwritten thank you note as soon as you receive a gift. Number 2, always work hard and always be kind. And number 1, never be afraid to say I'm sorry and always say I love you, because leading with love is a position of strength. Leading with love is a position of strength. On that note, thank you. On that note, congratulations. I love each and every one of you. Job well done. Hashtag proud. Thank you very much.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Education, congratulations to the Centennial High School class of 2019. It's not going to be easy to top the advice and the wise words of your classmates, teacher, county executive, principal, and the superintendent have given you. So I'd like to share a quote from the preeminent dancer Mikhail Baryshnikov's 2013 commencement speech at Northwestern University. Do not make your goal to be the best. Best is a label. It's something someone else decides for you. Better is more personal. It's a process, in my opinion. Better is something more interesting than best. Now, I'm going to do things a little differently, and I'm going to ask you for your advice for something. Are you ready? Okay, here it is. I have a longer version and a shorter version of the speech. Which should I do? Good choice. Graduates, let's get your diplomas.
Mrs. Christina Delmont Small, please allow the following Howard County Public School System staff members to award their children's diploma. Elizabeth Arbaugh, Long Reach High School. Thomas Arbaugh. Elizabeth Berkeley, Burley Manor Middle School. Cameron Berkeley. Greg Betzer, Ilchester Elementary School. Thomas Betzer. Michael Bossum, Centennial High School. Connor Bossum. Michael Bossum, Centennial High School. Jonathan Bossum. Elizabeth Coe, Oakland Mills High School, and Alan Coe, Centennial High School. Kaylee Coe. Mary Lynn Doff and Stephen Doff, Centennial High School. Abigail Doff. Susan Ewart, Folly Quarter Middle School. Jacob Ewart. Michelle Firebaugh, Worthington Elementary School. Bethany Firebaugh. Edward Fowler, Centennial High School. Madison Fowler. Debbie Grimroth, Bonnie Branch Middle School. Alana Grimroth. Karen Good, Ellicott Mills Middle School. Nicholas Good. Zanib Al-Shawani, Longfellow Elementary School. Hassan Hamoud. Florence Hansen, St. John's Lane Elementary School, and Mark Hansen, Centennial High School. Noah Hansen. Julie Hart, Athelton Elementary School. Tyler Hart. Chad Holliday, Centennial High School. Ryan Holliday. Laura Kemp, Ellicott Mills Middle School. Gavin Kemp. Nicole Krozik, Ellicott Mills Middle School. Peter Krozik. Elizabeth Murky, Thunderhill Elementary School. Matthew Murky. Seth Na, Patapsco Middle School. Ethan Na. Elisa Oaksmith, Hammond High School. Caitlin Oaksmith. Jennifer Palick, Clarksville Elementary School, Allison Palick. Shanaz Omringer Sabnis, Burley Manor Middle School, Simone Sabnis. Eric Sanderson, Longreach High School, and Elizabeth Sanderson, Ellicott Mills Middle School, Isabella Sanderson. Elizabeth Sterenberg, Oakland Mills High School, Jacqueline Sterenberg. Ashley Dang. Kieran Newell. James Choi. Casey Clark. Ryan Collins. Joshua Syriac. Rachel Harris. Jonathan Killeran. Cole Lashley. Srija Makapati. Caroline Peckrell. Caroline Schimmel. Colton Smith. Matthew Sorak. Antariksh Tulshan. Lauren Way. Ashley Shu.
Nicole Attram. Madison Baltimore. Ann Barnes. Joshua Brian Branker. Stacy Lee. Courtney McVicker. Renee Ofori. Nikki Parikh. Serena Paul. Liam Payne Funk. Naomi Smith. Jerry Yuan. Shelby Adams. Emily Adalia. Olamarodi Adewale. Christopher Agnew. Dimitri Aladiotis. Fiordia Akhtar. Emmanuel Ankutse. Yisu Arif. Mohammed Arsalan. Anisha Ashtaputre. Lydia Assistan. Layla Avery. Bisma Ayaz. Marco Ahan. Anissa Babkir, Naomi Baig, Nicholas Baker, Annabelle Baldy, Poshali Banerjee, Brian Bang, Jason Vargas, Ashlyn Belt, Grace Bennett,
Allison Bettler, Arya Bargov, Arman Basin, Christopher Bieberick, Jordan Blinken, Cora Blunt, Alan Bond, Andrew Brillante, Joseph Brown, Noah Busink, Anna Bichova, Veronica Cagle, Michael Say, Jordan Carton, Tariq Casey, Camilla Cavero, Ryan Cavey, Anna Chehan, Stephen Chai, Andrew Chan, Bingbing Chang, Kenneth Chaplin, Valina Chapoval, Rishi Chari, Abrar Chaudhry, Gabriela Chavez, Christopher Chen, Eric Chen, Serena Chen, Sophia Chen, Olivia Cherry, Ava Cho,
Ellen Cho, Timmy Choi, Sangyun Chung, Katie Cody, Sahir Coleman, Floyd Collier, Ryan Conway, Alexander Cook, Jenna Karazi, Nej Coriel Winters, Philip Crispell, Seth Crumley, Jason Cummings, Emily Dahlgren, James Daly, Christopher De Carlucci, Zachary Deming, Matthew Demi, Emily Dewhurst, Simmer Dillon. Jimena Diaz Juarez. Javiera Diaz Ortiz. Duval Dickerson Evans. Barbara Dodge. Eliana Dolbier. Diego Dominguez. Sarah Donyai. Jordan Dossett. Wabi Doty. Edward Dew.
Cassandra Duff. Matthew Durkee. Derek Edmond. Joshua Edward. Elise Edwards. Hamza El-Habashi. Evan Ang. Ryan Earl. Amber Fang. Allison Finnegan. Gabrielle Focius. Grace Fritz. Carolyn Fromer. Megumi Fukuzawa. Anjali Gajendran. Colin Gamble. Robert Gow. Quadir Gatling. Anthony Genovese. Eshna Ghosh. Harun Gopal Ganesan. Manor Garoya. David Gostomsky.
Leah Goskomsky. Isaiah Graham. Tiana Graham. Candace Grant. McKenna Griffin. Ryan Gritz. Peter Grise. Shovik Gupta. William Hanrahan. Catherine Harris. Carolyn Harvey. Victoria Harvey. Zachary Haskins. Claudia Haupt. Jaylyn Haver. Eric Hendrickson. Ethan Henley. Christopher Hennick. Rebecca Hennick. Sasha Holt. Moina Hulls. Daniel Hopkins.
Evelina Hauser Doty. Kimberly Shao. Valerie Shea. Xing Hua. Murtaza Islam. Arash Isdir. Abigail Jackson. Raheel Jasmine. Hamza Javid. Mahavya Jean-Philippe. Brian Jong. Andrew G. Jeffrey Jiang. Lucas Jones. Alethea Jong. Ishika Joshi. Joshua Calavertinos. Zachary Kaminsky. Bahik Kakaraz. Deepa Karna. Noah Katz. Andrew Kaufman. Michael Kifialu.
Tausif Khan. Alexander Kim. Gun-hee Kim. Joseph Kim. Maximus Kim. Emily Klomparens. Tristan Kanies. Hannah Knight. Chang Bin Ko. Stepan Konopolev. Jason Kreiser. Eugenia Kuzman. Marisa Leguera. Vivek Laljani. Benjamin Landrum. Nasia Lawton. Hyun-Soo Lee. Kibak Lee. Isabel Levine. Vicky Lee. Sarah Lim. Angel Lin. Ethan Lin. Brian Liu. Lillian Liu. Rachel Liu.
Caesar Lucero. Thomas Luau. Margaret McClellan. Sydney McMurray. Erin McMurray. Lena Maida. Eric Mayer. Shayak Mighty. Samantha Mammal. Charles Martin. Michaela Martin. Jocelyn Matthew. Manu Matthew. Ian McAllister. Keegan McCardle. Jessica McCarthy. Anothip Matuku. Morgan Miller. Ashley Moltz. Dylan Moon. Wadid Morkos. Colby Moorbach. Junhee Na. Govin Nagaswaran. Zaid Narmuk. Hussein Naveed.
Jasmine Ing. Tanya Noah Paz. Eric Novi. John Olszewski. Zoe Onambel. Javier Oyola. Shivani Palady. Serge Pami. Joanna Park. Avni Patel. Natalie Payer. Savannah Pearson. Kelly Peterson. Juan Pham. Bibiana Fan. Stefan Pinko. Catherine Pissner. Marta Pohop. Joshua Chu. Van Phi Kui. Leah Rajaratnam. Elizabeth Rainey. Dhruv Rathod. Jawaria Rehman.
Joseph Reisner. Carolyn Reynolds. David Rena. Abigail Ross. Jackson Rolls. Stephanie Russ. Anshuman Saini. Adrian Sampson. Nahil Santhiam. Harshitha Saini. Sisuri Sandavarathna. Ariba Shah. Malika Shah. Zainab Sheikh. Danyar Sheets. Mohan Shergill. Shun Shu. Gulam Taha Siddiqui. Robert Silverstein. Nicholas Sienkiewicz. Abhijit Singh. Peyton Seitz. Mary Slattery. Lauren Smith. Sarah Smith. Stafford Smith. Saleha Smithery.
Joseph Snee. Jennifer Solon. Michelle Sukiasian. Christina Stavlas. Asha Subramanian. Maria Tambarakis. Anang Teke. Marissa Thomas. Juliana Torres. Min Tron. Bindaria Undrakbold. Maya Valiansky. Joseph Valle. Mira Vaughn. Anne Vicari Fernandez. Savina Vijoy. Isabella Vilasa Goetz. Marcus Waller. Alan Wong. David Wong. Joseph Wang. Olivia Weekland. Ian Way. Kyle White. Makana White. Peyton Wilkerson. Natalie Willard.
William Payne Windley. Karen Wiratan. Madison Weyerbach. Theodore Wise. Selena Wong. Chandler Worthy. Alexander Wu. Kenneth Shu. Caroline Yahara. Anna Yang. Catherine Yang. Christina Yang. Helen Yang. Pranavi Yeramareddy. Amy Yim. Jennifer Yim. Rohang Zhang. Jason Zhang. Joyce Zhang. Xiaodang Zhang. Justin Ziegler. Abigail Zoller Gritz. Anya Zwali. Mia Zwali. Zachary Zwarek.
Class of 2019, we only have one more thing to do before we are graduates of Centennial High School. The turning of the tassels takes only a brief moment, but it symbolizes the end of a 12-year journey. From this point forward, you write your own story. So, at this time, class of 2019, please celebrate with me by turning your tassel from the right to the left. Friends and family, please remain seated during the recessional. Graduates, once you file out, please continue around to the back of the stage to receive your diploma. Now, for the last time together, with the class of 2019, please rise. Best of luck to my fellow graduates.